Sandy Shore here at the Seabreeze Jazz Festival with Jessy J and Michael Fagin from Jazziz magazine. And hey, good to have you guys. And Jessy performed earlier today, one of the best saxophonists in the format right now. Welcome to our world.
Thank you for the support all these years. I've always seen you guys online, and I've seen reviews of Sandy Shore on Amazon and on iTunes.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm like, you're the reviewer.
That's me.
Put two and two together. So
Yeah.
I'm going to meet you.
I didn't understand the question earlier. So now I do. Thank you. We're going to have Jessy ask Michael some questions, and then he's going to ask me a question. We're going to go around.
Yeah, she's going to put me on the hot seat.
I have a question for Michael.
What do you have for me?
What's the best thing you've experienced throughout the format, like in your history? Your most favorite experience?
I'd say probably my favorite experience was when we did a Miles photo shoot, and we shot in his house. But before we got there, my photographer showed up, and Miles' girlfriend came out and said he's not going to do it today. And we wound up doing the shoot because I encouraged the photographer to go talk to Miles. And he said, well, how do you want to do that? And I said, well, just go walk up to the front, say you want to talk to Miles, and do your thing, start talking. So he started talking to Miles, and within 15 minutes, he came in, the wardrobe guy, the makeup people, his assistants, they did a shoot all day long. And he calls me at the end of the day screaming, saying that I have the best photo shoot ever. And I said, really? Well, send me the contact. This is pre-internet. Send me the contact sheets, the photos, and he did. But before he did, I called the manager, a guy named Peter Schuchat at the time, wonderful guy. And I said, Peter, I want to meet with Miles. And he said, why? And I said, I want to show him the photo shoot. He said, why? And I said, because it's the best photo shoot ever. He said, well, Miles isn't going to do it. Well, Miles wound up doing it, and I wound up meeting Miles, and I showed him the photos. And he took the photos, and he was putting them into kind of a yes, no, and maybe pile. And after much frustration, and he showed me the one he wanted, which wound up going on the cover, which was, remember the shot where he's doing this? That was one of the shoots we did. Jeff Sedlick was the photographer. Miles didn't want that for the cover. I wound up respecting his wishes and putting that on the cover, the one he's just standing there like this. But anyway, so I asked Peter, and Peter said, no, Miles won't meet with you. And I said, well, you told me you wouldn't do the photo session. Would you please ask Miles? And Miles said he would meet with me. I flew to Chicago, met with Miles. We went over the photo shoot, put him in those yes, no, maybe piles. Then, typical Miles fashion, he took all the photos, scooped them all together and said, here, you pick. That was one of my favorites.
That's awesome. What a great story. How long has Jazziz been in publication?
You're asking the questions now.
I am. I'm taking back the reins.
27 years.
27 years. My goodness.
Yeah, it's hard to believe because I'm only 29.
Yeah, that's right, 29.
Yeah, but it's been around for 27 years, and we love finding new artists. That's what we really, I mean, we cover the classics, and certainly there's a lot of great artists in every subgenre of jazz, but Jessy's a really great example of someone who, when I got her CD, I actually put it aside. But I said, oh, here's another beautiful woman playing saxophone. And it sat on my desk, and then one day I decided to stick it in the CD player, and I was like, wow, this is really good. And I think I called you, or I don't know how it happened. I called Cheryl, the publisher, Cheryl Forrester, and I said, she's really great. I think I want to put her on the cover. She was like, what? I said, yeah, but we have to do a photo session and all that. And of course, the rest is history. She's huge now. I'm like, I have Spilkus just sitting next to her.
Whatever. No, that was such a beautiful day when we all had lunch together, and Cheryl said, I have big news for you. Okay, this is before the CD had come out, and they said, you know, Michael from Jazziz would like to feature your music on the cover. And I was just like overjoyed because as a new artist, to have a big support from Jazziz and Michael, you hear tons of music every day, so it was a really big deal. And still to this day, I look at it and I'm like, whoa, I can't believe that happened. So
that's great. A big break for you, and well deserved, of course. You know, and there's nothing wrong with being another beautiful saxophonist. But the great thing about it is you have such good substance underneath the package.
Thank you.
Yeah, we love it.
Sandy.
Jessy J right here on smoothjazz.com. And we're live, well, kind of live.
Sort of
live on a podcast from the Seabreeze Jazz Festival at Panama City Beach 2010. We'll see you guys next year. I hope here. Great to meet you. Great to see you. Thanks again.